Storytelling in business? Why?
So the topic today is secrets to optimal client service.
This is Jim Donovan, Vice Chairman of Global Client Coverage for Goldman Sachs, delivering a presentation to students at the University of Virginia School of Law. He's presenting his 11 tips for optimal client service, and he delivers the following story. I'll break down why this story is so effective and why you should use storytelling in business. Roll the clip. I'm talking to myself.
I remember when I started at Goldman Sachs a long time ago, I had come to the firm with a lot of new associates. We had come from all different graduate schools, the best schools all over the country and the world.
First, he's setting the context. When I started at Goldman Sachs a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Second, he establishes rapport. He's saying, when I was your age. Third, he establishes credibility. Hundreds of new associates from the best graduate schools from all over the world.
And 2 months into my associate training class program, I wrote down a list of the 10 people, the 10 new associates who I thought would be most successful 5 years later. Most successful at this job, most successful at delivering optimal client service. So of the hundreds of new associates at Goldman Sachs, I wrote down a list of the people who I thought, the 10, who I thought in 5 years would be the best.
2 months into training, I wrote down the 10 people who I thought would be most successful 5 years later. He's establishing the difference between idea, reality, what I thought success was, and what success actually is. He repeats most successful 3 times to drive the point home. He uses the rule of 3. 2 months, 10 people, 5 years later. Most successful at optimal client service. Emphasizes each word to make his point. Repeats the key story points again to drive them home. Hundreds of people, 10 people I thought would be most successful 5 years later. Also notice his gestures. 2 months in, hands moving forward, wrote a list, pen gesture, 5 years later, hands forward.
And then I pulled this list out 5 years later, and I was dead wrong. So on my list of 10, most of them weren't even at the firm anymore. They had been fired or quit, and those who were struggling. The criteria that I used, the characteristics that I looked for, were almost indicators of success in delivering client service.
Here's the turn, the moment of change. 5 years later, I pulled out the list, up pitch, and I was dead wrong, down pitch. He's explaining the contrast with his voice. What I thought, reality. What happened to the 10, rule of 3s, fired, struggling, left the company.
I thought it would be helpful and important if you had past sales skills, past sales experience. I thought it would be important and helpful if you were a good schmoozer. I thought it would be helpful if you were good at golf or tennis. In my experience, none of those things matter. None of them matter. Clients hire you because you're smart, because you work hard. Period. Full stop.
Now we get the payoff. I thought it would be helpful if, repeats it several times for emphasis. Past sales skills, past sales experience, repetition. Another rule of 3, schmoozer, golf, tennis. I thought, up pitch. None of those things matter, down pitch. Idea, reality, repetition. In my experience, none of those things matter. None of them matter. Period, full stop. Pace and pitch for emphasis. His story follows a simple structure. Idea, what I thought made people successful at providing optimal client service. Reality, what actually makes people successful at providing optimal client service. Why use storytelling in business? Build rapport, establish credibility, explain concepts in easy to understand language. Puts more energy in your delivery. Pace, pitch, and pause to emphasize key points and drive them home. Gestures to support key points. If you're interested in improving your storytelling in business, I have a workshop in November. Check it out in my stand store. What do you think of his story? Let me know in the comments. Be brilliant.